My name is Kendall. I'm 21 years old and I have depression.
Best believe you couldn't cure me if you tried.
Depression affects every aspect of my life. It makes me unmotivated, lazy, sad. It makes me want to give up. How is life worth it if all you are is miserable? Depression is one of the worst things in the entire world. I wish I didn't have it. But wishing for things you can't change isn't going to do anything but make you more upset. So I try to push forward. I try to put a smile on my face and be happy. But I'm not happy. I'm not. I'm sad. No matter how many pills I shove down my throat, I am still unhappy. Still miserable, still wishing that I was dead, still crying for no reason, just sad. Depression is an enemy. It is a person leaning over you constantly like a shadow with a knife, and they stab you every single day, and there's no way to save yourself from them. You're just gonna get hurt. You're always going to get hurt. Depression is a fog. Thick, blurry fog. You can't see. You don't know where you're going. You're lost. You can't find your way until the fog clears, but the fog doesn't clear. And when it does, just as quickly the fog comes back and you're struck down on your knees crying, begging for someone to make it better, make it easy again. But it's not that simple. Depression is a monster, and it controls every single thing that goes on in my head. Depression is my worst enemy. And there's no way for me to cut it out. There's no way for me to get rid of it. So I'm stuck. I'm stuck until my body is 6 feet underground. I'm stuck until I am dead. And that is one of the worst feelings in the entire world. Because I don't want to be dead. I want to be alive and happy and healthy. Go on about my life like anybody else, but I can't do that because I have depression. No matter how hard I try, I am still miserable. Tears still fall from my eyes, and I can't tell you why, because I'm depressed. Depression is a terrible illness to have. Anyone who has depression is living in hell. Just because you can't see that I'm sad, just because you don't see the cuts on my arm or realize that I am suicidal, doesn't mean I'm okay. Just because you don't see the physical damage laid out on my body doesn't mean the inside of me is fine. Depression can have a mask. I've never had a mask before with my depression, but for some reason now I do. Now when I'm depressed, I distract myself. I clean my house. I clean my room. Depression is not an excuse for laziness. It is not an excuse for being unmotivated. It is not an excuse for not having a job. Depression is a reason. Depression is the reason I am miserable. Yes, there are things that play a part in my depression. Things that make my life worse, like breakups or people dying or realizing that this world is shit. All of that makes depression worse. And for other people who don't have depression, they don't get it. They don't get that every single thing is harder for someone with depression. Something as simple as doing the dishes can turn into a crying fit. I can be doing the dishes and just stand there, and then I get sad. And then I start to cry, and I can't explain why. That is what depression does to me. That is my depression. Depression is a serious disease. If it wasn't, it wouldn't be called depression and it wouldn't be considered a mental illness. Depression needs to be taken seriously, and you should not treat it like it is nothing. You should not treat someone with depression like their depression is inadequate or unimportant or just an excuse, because that is not what depression is. It's a disease, and people with it are struggling, and they need everyone to understand that they can't control what they're feeling, and the best they can do is try, and even that is hard, because that is what depression does. It makes trying even harder because you're unmotivated. Depression is a monster, and it's living inside of me. I wish it wasn't. I think we all wish it wasn't.